Lord.
4-course meals. He got appetizer. He got breakfast. He got X, Y, and Z throughout the day, and then all of a sudden, you turn. Know what?
Girl, I don't know. You have froze for a second.
It's just, I also realized that some battles aren't worth fighting. I think a lot of women too, you see people on social media, you assume marriage is a particular way. You assume your man should be doing X, Y, and Z. And in the moment they're not doing that one thing, even though they're doing everything else, they don't do that one thing. You nitpick them about it.
Y'all, we back. We back with another episode of the You're Done podcast. It's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
And be more, never less.
Look at the new setup, y'all. Well, first of all, we ain't got much to talk about when it comes to my setup, but I left. And look what Never Less done did. She got a whole little setup.
Listen, I gotta live up to my name.
Literally. And I am definitely the little one right now because y'all, I ain't gonna lie. My podcast room is not set up. Me and Corey are working on it. I'm on my couch. Okay. But hey,
listen, but you look good.
We're here.
Yes.
The quality is good. We here. We didn't give up. I live in a whole nother state now, y'all, but we are not done. We are here.
Homegirl in a whole nother time zone.
Literally. But we are making it work. We are pushing out this content because we are going to continue this like we said we was. So welcome back to another episode. We were supposed to be in season 4, right, Brittany? But before I left, before I moved, we thought we had all 10 episodes. But remember at the beginning of the season, we kept saying, yeah, we have to keep re-recording. So I feel like we miscounted.
Yeah.
So this week, y'all was supposed to get
we re-recorded 2 because of, y'all already know. Our little setup, it's like legit, but it's janky at the same time. And I mean that in the best way. And some days, I think it just be tired. It get tired of being an entrepreneur as well, the equipment. So it just wasn't to our standards, and we understand that we are doing this on our own. We are not a production team, but we do want to put out good stuff, and we want it to look nice. So we decided we was going to redo those episodes. And when we did that, I think, like you said, we just didn't take into account that, okay, we redid those, but we didn't pick up to make sure we could have a full 10. So if you ain't caught on yet, we do a full 10 episodes every season, and then we kind of take a 2 to 3 weeks hiatus, and then we come back, which gives us time to kind of see what y'all want us to talk about, and then we can kind of regroup, do new setups, you know, stuff like life, have babies, the usual.
Right. All of the things.
Yeah.
But also with the new setup, you know, like we are on production team, we had another hiccup. So not only is this supposed to be season 3 episode, I think 9, we're still on episode 8. Yeah. Y'all will never miss an episode, but I'm just letting you know.
Right.
The work is being put in. Okay?
Enjoy the journey with us.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
Because we really be working. We really be trying to make it work. But anyways, we are here in our new little setup. This was supposed to be the new setup for a new season, but it is what it is. You keep going with what you got. These are our circumstances. And y'all better keep tuning in. But we back. Re-recording an episode, which was great, by the way. Of course.
Yes.
We always say that. It was great. But what did we talk about last time? We talked about, it was called, I think, wife performance.
Yes.
Right? So,
yes.
You're a wife. I'm a wife. I'm a newly wife. That's the word? Yeah.
Newly married.
She's a veteran. No, not a veteran. Veteran means veteran, right?
Yeah, I think once I hit like 30 something, then I could be a veteran. But I mean, 11 years in, 11 in August. So,
yeah, we kind of, let me say that. Experience.
There you go. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
Exactly. And I'm new to this. So we wanted to give our perspectives. Like, okay, I would say, and one thing that's good about when we re-record episodes, I feel like I get a different perspective on certain topics. So I was going to point out, obviously, we're sisters. And I was going to say maybe it's not obvious, but we look alike. We sisters. You either thought we was cousins or something. We sisters.
Right.
This is your first time seeing us. We are sisters, and we are 6 years apart. We've always said that. But we never grew up saying, like, I can't wait to grow up and get married and that. We were not those little girls growing up. I didn't say that. I know I didn't.
Oh no.
So it's
No,
crazy
I didn't even
now.
think of a wedding dress or nothing.
Right. We didn't do we were not those sisters at all. And so now that we're actually both married, it is kind of like, well, dang, look at us.
I know. And
We
it's
are literally
crazy
married.
because neither one of us had a wedding. We both got married at a courthouse. Both married to Navy men. None of this was, planned,
None
of
of
course,
it was
because like who I
planned.
could just be like, listen, I'm just gonna do what she
My
do.
mama,
But
our mama is even married to a Navy veteran.
a Navy man, and she
That's
ain't had no wedding. So, just a
so
tradition.
right.
We'll see how long it goes. But it's just, I don't know. I remember even being in college and I had a roommate who was just like, you don't know what kind of dress you want. Do you want like mermaid or like off the shoulder? Like these are the flowers. This is a song. And I used to be like, no,
No,
never. Never have
I want
I
a
even been,
house.
I don't even think I was like, I ain't even got a favorite flower. They died too
Right.
fast. Like, give me some perfume. I
Right.
just don't know what you want me to do about this. So it is interesting now that I am married. I think the one thing I wish I would have done though is at least had a reception. Because that's really what a turn up at. That's all I really need.
Right.
I don't need you to sit there and watch me do my vows with my, because this is me and him under the covenant of God. We're making this decision. So it don't
Right.
even matter what you think about it, because if we ain't doing right, that's us going against what we promised to the Lord. But but I get it. If you've done it, kudos to you. Congratulations,
Right.
and I pray for a very happy marriage. But it just was never a thought to me to be like, I need to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding or a
Not
dress.
interested. Not interested
I'm
at all.
not even wearing them shoes because them shoes hurt.
Right. And again, I just
But
felt like after a while, because I feel like in those settings, and this is just us personally, like she said, if you want to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a wedding, do you, boo? This is just us. I personally,
yeah,
I think I've mentioned, I don't like being the center of attention. And also, that social meter, once it's full,
oh
I can't fake it. So I'm at the wedding hiding because everybody, where's Destiny the wife? Yay. Girl, go home. I'm tired.
no, Destiny gonna be done as soon as she gotta put that dress on because she gonna be like, it's hot in here.
Right. It's not for
I
me.
gotta walk all the way.
Just like, girl, just be happy. I will be much
Right.
happier in my sweats. I promise.
That part with no
But
makeup
yeah,
on because I'm
but
living my best
regardless
life.
of right, regardless if we had the wedding or not, we married. And so I just got married like 5, almost 6 months ago. Brittany been
That's
married for
crazy.
almost 11 years. Right. Which means I'm halfway to a year. Look at us. Most people don't make it that far.
That, right?
We're doing
She had 90 days. What is it? 90-day fiance or something?
right. But so far, my journey. Oh, okay. And it's crazy because I know that we had to re-record this, but since we recorded it and between then and now, it was actually me and Corey were asked to come onto a panel. And so as we were invited to come on a panel to speak as obviously a married couple, right? It was us, one married couple who's newly married, and it was another couple. They haven't been married like 11 years like you have, but they were married for like I think they said 2 years, right? But they were together for maybe like 5 to 8, one of those numbers, and married 2 of those years. And so we were asked to come on there, and it was a group of women. So like they're single, some are going through divorce, some are married, or maybe they're having troubles within their marriage, X, Y, and Z, right? So all different women. Okay, I say that like it was like 100 people at the panel. It wasn't that many people, y'all, but it was still so great. And it was the highlight of my week. But my point is, they were asked us questions. What was it that how did you know like your husband was for you, like that how did you know that was supposed to be your husband, what did you do to prepare yourself for your husband, and how do you, well, like any advice on dating to with intentions of being married, all kind of questions, you know. So and so
Yeah.
it was cool, like giving my perspective, or me and Corey giving our perspective as duly married people, right? And at the end, and of course, we giving them the biblically sound advice, because
Amen.
like you said, we become one under God. Like this is our covenant under God. Like I'm not just
Yeah.
marrying somebody just cause. And some people do that. Don't do that. And so
Yeah.
it was nice to like spread not only just my story and my testimony, but also back it up with biblical, advice and stuff like that. At the
Yeah.
end, the lady was like, which, and I say the lady, but she was like a mentor to Corey and I, and kind of our marriage counselor, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "Do y'all have any questions at the end?" And this one lady, she spoke up and she was like, "I don't have no questions," but she was like, "I did want to say something." And she was like, "Destiny, you sure you've been married for only 5 months?" And I was like, she was like, "Girl, you sound very wise." And she was like, "So many things that you and Corey spoke on. Like, I wish I had that wisdom and knowledge when, because she was also, I don't want to put her business out, but not that y'all know who I'm talking about, but still, maybe she watched this and be like, she done told the whole whole story. But it was nice to hear from somebody else who had been married for a long time to like say, "Girl, you're doing great." Like, because there's no rule book to this stuff. Like, I
Oh
don't
no.
know. I don't know. I'm just doing what I feel like I was called to do, which was to be a wife. And
Yeah.
obviously, I just could wake up every day and be like, "Lord, give me what I need for today to be the best Mrs. Holmes I can be." And it's been
Amen.
working out. But with those conversations, it helps me understand my role a little better too, and why it's so important to fulfill that role the best way you can. Because sometimes I don't feel like doing all. And we sat down before when we recorded. I feel like I'm yapping, like I was on that panel. But uh, just
It's good.
just it's just being married, especially because we didn't see that growing up. Like we didn't see a lot of our
Mhm.
parents were married, but at one point they did get divorced in X, Y, and Z, and that's a whole nother story. If y'all want Daryl McCoy to come back on, he will let you know he was married and they didn't. If it wasn't no cheating involved, you cannot go marry nobody else. Look, that's another sermon within itself. I'm sure he would love to come back and tell y'all.
Let the McCoys come on and tell us.
Exactly. That's a whole nother episode and a whole different testimony. But I just feel like
Yes.
it's good to like have that wisdom and stuff, because like I said, we didn't grow up seeing married couples XYZ, and a lot of people shy away from it because they're like, I didn't see it, or I've never been. It's like it was an example shown to me growing up. I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, whatever you did see, do the opposite. That's a start. Like there's no rules
Yeah.
to it, but you
If
gotta
you knew
try.
that was wrong, don't do that.
Right. And so it's just, I don't know. It's just cool. I like being married. It's fun.
All right.
Look,
I think it's still a different perspective though, because I got married like at 23, 20. I think I was 23 at the time. My birthday is literally the next month, so I think I turned 24.
mhm.
But I think it's very different because I didn't actually, when I met Bree, it wasn't in my mind like, oh my gosh, I need to like get married. I need to be out here looking for my husband. I actually was on this journey of being like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just going to do my own thing. I wasn't living in the state of Texas. I was working 2 jobs. I was getting my master's degree. Like I was all about Brittany at that point. So when he came around, it was actually refreshing because he was just different than what I was used to. But we really started off as friends. It was like, he was the first person to like open up my door. He was the first person to just like, most of the time, okay, this is what got it. Okay, I'm just go ahead and put a little bit of our business out there. This is what got me. Okay, most of the time you meet a guy, because me and Bree met at like a party.
Mhm.
And so, like the next day, he texts me, "Good morning." And I was like, "Good morning," because most people, they be like, "Hey, this is JoJo. I met, how you doing, baby
Jojo,
girl?" And
this me from the party,
then
lock
be like,
me in.
me a name other than what my parents call me, and you don't even know me like that. It's an immediate, like, I'm over you already. So the
Right.
fact that he had texted me good morning, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I saw the text, and then I said, he must got the wrong person. He must meant to send this to his mama or somebody. So I didn't text him back. I didn't text him back. Maybe at least like 2 hours went by. And then I text him and I just was like, good morning, because it was still morning time. He texted me back, not like 2 hours later, because, you know, people like to play that time game. Oh, she took this amount of time, I'm going to take this amount of time. But he texted me back, not like right back, but he texted me back. And I was like, well, look at, you know, and so we kind of just, listen, you know, that's my man. And so we kind of just started out as friends. We would go out to dinner. He would tell me like his favorite foods and we would go try a place with that. Then I put him onto frozen yogurt, which he swore he didn't like, and then he ended up loving it. And so we just kind of hung out and got to know each other, but in the midst of still like learning about each other, he was still like a gentleman in the meantime. It wasn't like, oh, she think I'm finna just be taking her out to eat, or she think I'm finna be like, he wanted to come by. He wanted to sit on the couch. He wanted to watch my crime TV shows with me, you know? And so we just kind of vibed as friends. But even in that, I still wasn't like, this is going to be my husband. I just was like, I'm having a good time with someone who likes me for the things that I like and can appreciate where I'm at in life. Like, he would be hyping me up. How is school, you know? And he was in the Navy, so there wasn't much he wanted to talk about, because I guess I was like his outlet for being like, I don't want to talk about the people on the ship. So we kind of just talked about life all the time, and that was really nice. So I think it's different because I don't think I really ever had the conversations necessarily about like what I wanted in a husband. I just knew whoever I was dating at that time, if we could be friends like that and we can have those type of conversations and I can understand where you want to be in life and that aligns with me and the things that I aspire to do, like I feel like we could make it. So when he asked me, it literally was random. And he was like, dang, we should have got married. And I was like, huh. And then like, we just did it. It wasn't like a rhyme or reason. Like, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of stuff randomly, y'all. Not like crazy stuff, but like I'll go off to college by myself. I done moved out of state. You know, I just got to a point when I got older, I just was like, if I don't do it. Yeah. I'm out here. And so I think it's cool though, because to say we're almost 11 years in, when I listen to my sister, I actually learn things because she's not that she's old, like homegirl, you know, welcome to the 30 Club. 30s are cool. Of course, women, when you talk about wife performance, most women are like, hey, yeah, you get married in your early 20s because we're having kids before we're 30 and we're doing X, Y, and Z. And I just kind of feel like, not that I feel like I should have waited, but it's like moments that she talk about that I'm like, Brie and I probably could have avoided a lot of arguments or certain things if we would have taken the time to do maybe that. But again, everybody's journey is different. And I'm just proud of us for not saying, well, we didn't do it that way, so now I need to X this with you and let me go find somebody else and try to do it this right way. Yeah, you know, we haven't been perfect. We definitely have looked at each other, probably divorced each other, I don't know how many times in our heads, you know what I'm saying? It would be days like that. Right. But I commend us for both sitting down and just being like, I still at the end of the day feel like you my person, no matter how much you piss me off. So let's figure out how to fix this for us, you know, and I think,
and that's what really is about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about, because no one's marriage is perfect. People come on here like, oh, my husband do this but it's something your husband not doing that you really wish he would. And you're not saying that thing. So you're making it seem like he out here hitting all the marks, when really that one simple, like, listen, Brian's will mop this floor like somebody gonna eat on it. And I love that for him. Cause I hate mopping. But it be that one lady who be like, my man don't ever clean. Listen, my man clean the bathrooms. He mopping his floor.
The black Mr. Clean. But that was another thing. Speaking of cleaning, as a wife, like one of the girls on that panel, she brought up like, I feel like as a wife, I'm just supposed to be there to like, you know, like the typical, the wife cooked and clean and she maintains the home and da 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah, you could do that for sure. But at the end of the day, he can clean too. Just like, but also just like he go to work, you can do that too. So that's why I was like, because even when we spoke about the Proverbs 31 woman in the previous episode, of just fully understanding what that means. Proverbs 31 woman, she wasn't just at home cooking and cleaning. All right.
That,
She was out in the field making money and doing X, Y, and Z to provide. She provided for her family as well. So I just feel like it's when you're, especially when you're trying to become a wife, and if you believe in Christ and stuff like that, there's just certain things that you bring to your marriage. So like, I love to cook. Corey can cook. He does cook sometimes, but at the end of the day,
yeah,
I cook majority of the time. So it is not to
yeah,
say, oh, I've been cooking. I done cooked 4 times this week. He's so raggedy. Girl, you enjoy cooking and you said that. So why today do you want to throw a fit about it? You knew he wasn't gonna
that
cook
part.
today. You know that he's like Corey has this thing of not closing the shower curtain. Like when he get out the shower. And I'm like, what's the point of the shower curtain if you're gonna leave it open and I'm looking at the tub? I don't get it. And so and so mama was like, Destiny. So I would just be like, Corey, close the shower curtain. Like, hello, it's this simple. And so mama was like, when you tell a man to do stuff, you have to give him a reason behind it. Right? So instead of saying,
Yeah.
Corey, close the shower curtain, I have to be like, well, babe, do you mind closing the shower curtain? Because if you don't, the water and the buildup from when we use the shower is gonna get stuck in there, and it can cause mildew and mold. And I don't even know if this is all true. Look, it sounded good. Do he still close the shower curtain all the time? No, but I heard him close it the other day, and I said, "Now that's what I'm talking about." We's getting somewhere. So he don't do everything the way I would want him to do it, but he does a lot of great things. You know what I'm saying? I just close it
Yes.
at this point.
Exactly. And I think yeah, and I think that's where a lot of when we talk well, the topic is wife performance, but I think that's where a lot of it is because you come in with the notion of like I'm supposed to be this way. And then a lot of women, like you were saying, you cook because you like to cook. But most women are already having the notion like, oh, I'm supposed to cook. I'm supposed to clean, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I got this ring. Do not pull a Cardi B. Okay, that's how you got
She cooking clean. Don't let her lie to y'all. She's lying.
Listen,
I know. If not,
part.
I mean, she got
so
wives and I mean, she got maids and stuff.
Yeah, she got maids now, but but I just feel like most women do things starting their marriage off that they know they already don't enjoy. You know what I mean? So if you started cooking your man
Lord
4-course meals, he got appetizer, he got this breakfast, he got X, Y, and Z throughout the day, and then
Brittany,
all of a sudden you turn. What?
Yeah, I don't know. You have froze for a second. Keep going.
Yep. But I think
welcome to the new setup, y'all.
Amen. Come in with the notion like, hey, I'm supposed to do these things, and then you realize that's something you can't keep up with, nor is it something that you even enjoy from the get-go. So I think come into your relationship, go into your marriage with the realistic goal of something that you can actually maintain. I like a clean house. He know that. He know I'm OCD. Dude, put something where it does not go. I done learned to live with the fact that this man won't put his clothes in the laundry basket. It irks me. So I bought him his own laundry basket because now my side of the closet, it look exactly how I want it to look. I just don't look at his side because I know the shirt and the socks is somewhere.
It's gonna be on the floor.
Listen, and the crazy thing is that this be the basket, this be the sock, bruh. Like,
he was so close.
You got that close.
I'm crying.
And so it's just I also realize that some battles aren't worth fighting. I think a lot of women too, you see people on social media, you assume marriage is a particular way. You assume your man should be doing X, Y, and Z. And in the moment they're not doing that one thing, even though they're doing everything else, they don't do that one thing. You nitpick them about it. But the crazy thing is that I'm pretty sure it's something you don't do that he ain't saying nothing about because he like, listen, my wife fine. That ass is sitting. The food is cooked. My kids are good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he just like, I ain't even gonna get on her about this other thing.
Right.
You know? And so I think No, you gotta check yourself too. And it's hard to do because I know we think, especially me, I be like, I know I'm doing it right. Listen,
it's something that need to catch on.
I got my handy dandy tool belt and I did it all correct. But I did have to sit and realize, like, okay, there's gonna be some things he don't like about me. There's gonna be some things that he wished that I could do better, and vice versa. So instead of being like, you need to do it exactly this way, Breon's ain't cooking nothing. But when I say that man gonna spend his last $2 on food, his last,
Don't eat.
he
don't
don't
be
care.
fed.
We gonna eat good. He ain't fit to be like, oh, you want McDonald's? Now he gonna be like, you want Papa Do's Caesar salad? Yeah,
do
with
the bread,
with the salmon on top, and he gonna tell me to get a mocktail. Get what you want with these last $2.
But I love that you brought up like coming into the relationship with things that you are able to maintain. Because some people like I know we keep saying like wife performance or whatever, but this is your life. I'm not here to perform. I'm not here to act like a wife. Like this is who I am. He married me because of who I am, not because I got this title as a wife. So now I need to do what I think a wife's supposed to be doing. Not to say there's not roles that a wife particularly, do. But at the end of the day, I'm Destiny. And like you said, if I didn't cook before you came, why am I in here burning the eggs? The food nasty. Get out of the kitchen and quit wasting them groceries. Groceries is high, eggs is high. You don't know how to cook. Don't get that man false hope. Stick to the status quo. Okay? Don't start nothing you can't keep up, because especially and also for a man. I mean, this is about the wives, my bad. But I just feel like
the same thing.
Yeah, it goes vice versa. And so I had to learn that though, because I did feel like at some point in my life I would be in relationships and entertain the fact of what I thought they wanted me to do to maintain the relationship. And at the end of the day, the only person that was being fulfilled was them. Meanwhile, I'm bending backwards trying to do something that I don't want to do that. I don't know how to do that. And it's not to say I can't learn, but I'm just not that great at it. Okay. And if you're better at it, you do it. It is what it is. And I learned to just be upfront about what it is, whatever the case may be from the beginning. Ain't no false advertisement over here. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
If all I know how to make is fettuccine, it's going to be the best. I mean, I know how to cook, but I'm just saying, if that was the case, don't let these people shy you away.
Because you can get chicken in 1 week, you can get shrimp the next week. I'm gonna put broccoli in there another week. Listen,
fresh parsley. It's gonna be good. You ain't gotta go to Italy, baby. I got you. But I just feel like do what works for you and do what works for your marriage. Because like you said, you'll get on the internet and I'm seeing such and such. Her husband woke up. Oh my gosh. Is this one man? And this is great. He does like a just because day, right? So he'll go out and let's say he'll go buy his wife's favorite coffee. Then he'll pick her up some flowers, and then he'll do like just because. But then people were in the comments of being like, "All right, this is cute and all, and I love that for Sarah, but I ain't got no money to be spending all this money on flowers on just because day. So can you give me a free option?" And so he got on there and he was like, there's free ways to show love to your partner. He was like, it's something her makeup brushes. She kept saying, I'm gonna clean these makeup brushes. Never cleaned them. He ain't never cleaned a makeup brush in his life, but he went in there, he cleaned them. And she was like, you clean my sheet without her even knowing, or even going outside. If you got a house and a water hose, clean their car. Go outside to that bush, pick off the flower and take it to her. It's ways to do what works for your marriage. And I just feel like, not to say like if you don't have the means to show up in a way that you see people online doing, they're different. That's what I'm saying. Do what works for your marriage. There are ways to show up, and there's whatever they're doing, that's cool for them. Maybe one day you'll get there. But right now, she's going to get the flower from off my walk. I can't go to Trader Joe's right now and get flowers, or Whole Foods and get flowers today. I ain't got paid yet, and that's cool.
Or Walmart.
Exactly. But don't get on social media and let them steal your joy because you're comparing yourself to something else. And like you said, ain't nobody on there posting when he done pissed her off. Maybe he doing that just because he trying to get off the couch. You never know.
His
You
back
just
is
never
killing
know.
him.
Exactly. He is over it.
That part.
It ain't no just because.
But I do want to hit on something that it may ruffle some feathers, but keep your feathers intact and stay with me.
I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
Because we in this together. I also feel like enough people don't talk about the things that you don't want to do that you end up doing. And I'm not saying you got to be out here doing all the things you don't want to do. Right. But one thing that I realized, especially once I stopped working, like I'm an entrepreneur, so I work for myself. I do not have to leave my house. Everything I do can be done right in the comfort of this home. And take it that, yes, I do be busy doing content, training my clients, ripping and running with my kids, doing X, Y, and Z, right? And my husband at that time, when he would go to work, he would literally pass up my child's daycare. Like I'm not kidding. It's not like it's in the direction. Like it's the light, that's the street. Right there. And I used to be like, you could get up, get her together like you've been doing it. But it's just like, but I work from home. Why would I make him get up, do all that, get her together? Now she up earlier than usual because he had to start going to work earlier to get her to daycare. Now he's sitting in the parking lot because he there 10 minutes before they actually open. When I literally could just be like, I'm going to take her to daycare. You know, and so I think a lot of times it's just like, oh, it's more convenient for you. Oh, you've been doing it. Oh, you should do it anyways. And it's just like, but he also pays this mortgage. He also,
please tell him I'm my child.
Right? Exactly. If I tell him I'm busy, he still don't be like, well, you work from home. You should have been able to cook. He'll still be like, well, do you want to go out to eat? You told me all of. He still wants to know how my day is. So I think sometimes in marriage, you also have to meet your partner where y'all are in y'all's relationship at that time. Every season is not the same. Like I said, at one point, he had to take her to daycare. I was going into downtown Houston. There was no way I was making it one way and then driving in the other direction. So we made it work for that season, but then that season changed. So there are things now that I'm like, I should be able to keep up with because this is where we are now. And he can appreciate it because now he's like, dang, when I wake up, I don't feel like I'm wrestling. At that time, she was only like 2, wrestling with a 2-year-old to get her together because you're home. I don't have to worry about getting off work if the kids' school call, like Brielle had ran into a brick wall at the gym. Girl.
Like, Brielle, you saw that wall there every day.
So now when they call, he not, frustrated because it's like, yeah, they can call me. And yes, I could leave work. But really, by the time I get there, baby, just call the ambulance, So he would have to figure out how to get, which was harder for him to get off work to, tend to the kids. But now it's just like, I'm home. So I handle those things. I keep him in the loop, but that's just something that, I take on. And I think a lot of times when the seasons change, you still looking at what used to be done, knowing dang on well, none of that is going on currently. So adjust where you and your spouse is at the time. Do not try and keep up with what Becky doing because that's Becky's problem. That's Becky happiness in that moment. And let her have that. Figure out how to make that dynamic work for y'all. And so I think I'm still learning and I'm getting a lot better at it of being like, this is the man that I married. These are the things he's really great at. These are the things like this laundry I know he gonna piss me off on. And this is how we're gonna meet each other in the middle. And I can be content with that. It doesn't mean that my husband is less than, that he lazy, that he unclean. It just means this man is just not gonna put them clothes in that laundry basket.
Girl, because
not in his ministry.
Before me and Corey even got married, right? We did the pre-marriage counseling thing, and it was a list. She gave us a list of things that we saw. Like, she asked us, like, were your parents married, X, Y, and Z? We said, yeah. And she asked us questions of, like, what tasks did your dad do? What tasks did your mom do? And it wasn't something that they both do. And so we fill that out. And then now it's time for us to be like, okay, so what are you gonna do with, like, that's what you saw growing up, but how's that gonna look for you and Corey? So girl, we doing the list.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, when I did it for my parents, most of the stuff outside of like yard work, taking out the trash, they both do it. So it was never like I ain't doing that. My mama ain't do that. It was never like that. My mama, she cooks, she cleans, she walk the dog, she do, she do what she needs to do. And my daddy, he will get out there every other day, feels like, and cut that grass. My mama not doing that.
Listen.
But there,
No.
but at the end of the day, we did our list. And y'all, I can wash, and I feel like a lot of people can agree. I can wash the clothes, but it's like after I done washed, and then like, oh, I moved them over to the dryer. But now that the dryer is done doing their part, it's my turn again. I gotta put them away. And when we did our list, Brittany said, I can wash the clothes, but I'm not folding them. And the thing is, y'all, when we were just dating, I would go to Corey's house, and like I said, he not dirty or nothing like that. But the clothes are just in the basket. And I'm like, fold them. He's not like, so my thing is, it wasn't even something he was faking to do. He never did. He didn't do it before me, and he let me know he wasn't doing it after me. So when I'm in there and I'm washing the clothes, I can't be mad at nobody but myself if I want to get angry that I'm the only one folding the clothes, because he told me he wasn't going to do it. But at the same time, sometimes he'll come in there and help me. I'm not saying he just never touched no clothes. That ain't what I'm not a slave, and I ain't got to blink twice for help. He helps sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when he doesn't help, I have to literally just be like, he told you he wasn't going to help you, girl. You knew you was going to be folding these clothes 85% of the time by yourself. And I just fold the clothes because it ain't that big of a deal. If I want help, I just easily ask for help. But also understanding that it's a way you have to say things, ask nicely.
Yeah.
Don't get angry. I know you see me folding these clothes. You just go sit. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
No, I did not see.
Right. Because even if I did see, I told you, do I need to pull up the pre-marriage counseling paperwork?
Right.
I told you I wasn't
I
gonna help
already told you. Not in my ministry.
Right.
Not.
And so, like you said, I do what works for my marriage. I might go to my friend's house one day and her husband in there folding the clothes. Good for her. Because Corey Devon Holmes ain't doing it.
Ain't about to think about it either.
Right.
But it's also not being afraid to talk to your spouse. Because just yesterday, Bree wanted me to do something. It was something simple too. I think like at 4:00, this man wanted Shipley donuts
as a snack.
It's 4 p.m. It's dinner time. Listen, I don't ask the man what's going on. We both pregnant, I guess. But I had a load of clothes on the bed, and I was like, I need to get that done because I had a client at like 6 or 7. And so I was like, I'm not about to go get Shipley donuts, come back and fold those clothes, train my client, and then make sure dinner is ready. And so he was like, I said, so if you want to fold the clothes, then I'll go get the Shipley donuts. And he was like, you know what? I really don't need them. And I was like, I don't think you do either.
Now you don't need them.
But sometimes he'll be like, you know what? I'm going to fold the clothes. And I'll be like, cool. And then I will tell him too, because sometimes he'll be like, I'm going to help you fold the clothes. And I'll be like, no, I don't. To me, you helping me fold clothes, knowing that you have folded clothes before, is not helping me because I still got to do it. I want you to do something that's taking it off my plate completely. But I'm vocal about that. But if I know I'm going to handle something, I handle it. If he already know if it's dishes in the sink and they ain't bothered, I'm not cooking and cleaning up the kitchen. What?
Right.
I don't know who you thought I was, but he already know. If he say, babe, they like to hit you with that line, don't worry about the dishes, I'm going to get them in the morning. And if he know he ain't got them by the morning, and he know we got to cook, he be like, don't worry about dinner, we going to go out to eat. Because he know
I bet it. You still need to clean them dishes, though.
Yes. So it's knowing your spouse meeting them where they at and just riding with it. When I tell you that man be quick in a hurry, it could be 11 a.m. and he'll tell me, don't worry about dinner. Why? Because he know he not getting up to go wash the dishes.
He already done made it up in his mind that the dishes ain't getting washed today either.
It's a done deal. And then by golly, we eat dinner at a restaurant. The next day he washed them dishes because he like, all right, I done used up my free pass. Like, go ahead and I got these dishes.
Exactly.
And I think that's where you find these happy moments in your marriage. It's not always perfect. It's not gonna look like your mom and dad because you are not your mama and daddy. Now you got pieces of them. I'm not saying you ain't got pieces of your people, but I'm just saying you're building a life with someone who probably didn't grow up nothing like you. His parents didn't act nothing like your parents. And so now y'all are coming together to build your own life. And I think we get stuck in this notion of what these people are doing or what like this great marriage look like. Oh, my grandparents were together for 60 years. And then later on you find out granddaddy was a hot mess. Pawpaw was in the streets.
Right.
Grandma
had a little raggedy.
Ain't nobody say them 2 years y'all wasn't together.
Just raggedy.
Then you find out later. Yeah. So no one is perfect. Find out where you are in your space and ride that ride. That ride is only your ride. Can't nobody else get on it. And y'all the only ones, if y'all choose to get off, can get off. But listen, we are strapped down. We don't have that thing that come across. Well, first off, it ain't gonna close, but we got the one that come down, book in between your legs. I wish he would get up there. I don't care if they do that slingshot thing. He better stay on this ride because I'm gonna bring him back and sit down.
The ride was made specifically for you.
That part. You see that seat? Put your butt.
I didn't. Did you start a timer? Because I didn't, and I'm not there, y'all, to see if her camera is blinking and she's just yapping. So
we good. But yeah, all right, go ahead.
And I also got astigmatism, but no, for real, I do, but I can't see the time. It's so small, I cannot. All I can see is me and Brittany, so I can't see none of them words. So we just gonna get into the what are you done with because I don't want her camera to turn off. So
I don't want it to either.
I feel like as a wife, right? I don't know. I don't necessarily have a what am I done with moment because I don't know. I'm new here. You know, I ain't got nothing to really be done with. But I do feel like I've gotten to a point where I've had to learn being more selfless. I'm not saying I was never a selfless person, but coming from a season of my life where I was literally on my own, I did everything when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it, X, Y, Z. I had to be done with navigating my life as if how I want things to be done is the only way. And so I had to learn to grow out of that, move on with my life, to allow to seamlessly live with another person. Not just another person, but not another man. I'm not a man. With a man, you know? So living with a man, it can be different. So I just learning to be more open. I had to be done with, oh, this is my way. You know, it's not. Yeah. This is actually a you thing, a y'all thing now. And I have to just learn that even if it's not the way I would do it, you know, it's not wrong. I mean, sometimes it is. And we talk about it. Sometimes. But it ain't always wrong, right? So just
discuss it with your spouse. Yeah. I think on this thing, you're forever growing in your marriage, right? But I think after being in my marriage for 11 years, one thing I had to learn to be done with is that I had to start. There's this thing that, oh, my spouse should already know this, right?
They don't.
They can't. If women got this intuition and they think we can read minds, you know dang on well a man can't read nobody's mind. He half the time ain't got. He up there chilling in his own mind. And that's not saying men are dumb. That's just saying, listen.
He thinking about football season coming back. He thinking about, I don't know.
Listen, that man is happy in his head.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of times when things are going wrong, we are quick to go talk to our friends, our moms, anybody else other than the person that done pissed you off. Bring that in a respectful way to your spouse. Be done with, and I'm not saying you can't go talk to outside people. Me and my sister, we talk about a lot of things, and I trust her with the stuff that I'm telling her that it ain't gonna be in the streets. Half the stuff ain't gonna be a pillow talk with Corey, because listen, most of y'all already know what you tell me is Brian's probably know. I ain't gonna even hold you. But
I might have told you. I'm sorry.
Listen, that's my sister.
Right.
But not everything needs to be repeated. And I know I can do that with her. But for the most part, if I have brought it to her, I'm still probably a little bit more frustrated. And I'm just venting just to kind of get the rest of it out. But I've told my husband about it. So we are working on figuring out how to do better. And sometimes it just helps because she gives me a different perspective. And then we can try something different, or I can implement that in my life and see how it works, X, Y, and Z. But I think we have to be done with taking your problems outside if you already ain't tried to talk to the person that you actually dealing with the problem with, if that makes sense.
Amen. Yeah. No, for real.
That's my
you cannot. I learned that a long time ago, and we had that conversation. Look, if you mad at me, be mad at me. Ain't nobody else got to know. Please, 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 please. So yeah, I feel like
all I gotta say is we've given y'all information for free today. Okay, you are welcome.
No, for real. And I feel like this was better than the last one. Well, I told you we had to re-record it. This one flowed so much better. And I feel like somebody walked away with something. That our job here is done. Too. So this was a good episode. And y'all, I just pray that this audio is as good as it needs to be. Because Lord, this is the setup. Why my neck look like that? Okay, I'm not going to do that.
Listen, we going to see y'all in the next one.
But I'm grateful for conversations like this, because I was, okay, that could be I don't know. I was just going to say with the whole podcast, and sometimes it, we said in the entrepreneurship episode, of sometimes not feeling like, I guess we're reaping from what we've sown or how hard we work at X, Y, and Z. Yeah. But the moments like this remind me, even if the numbers are not flying through the sky or going through the roof, if whatever we have said today, I pray that it reaches wherever it needs to reach. Yeah. Amen. But y'all do need to be liking, commenting, subscribing. And I ain't playing. Heavy on the commenting and subscribing. Tell your mama, daddy, sister, cousin, brother, them, like, comment, and subscribe too. Okay?
And we thank y'all.
Yeah.
We mean that with the most love, even though she got a little bass in her voice. So we see y'all in the next one.
See y'all at the same time next week. Peace.
Bye.
That was a good one. How we gonna get a picture on this one?
I don't know. I would just.
Remember we used to do this? Corey, I know. I saw he text us. He's just mad. I asked him if he wanted to be, and why he put a bathtub emoji? What that mean?
Because he better close that shower.
I'm crying. You stupid. He better close that shower curtain.
And I ain't even gonna hold you. Breons was standing right here when you called my man Mr. Clean. He gonna get you.